is up? It's your boy AM coming to you with an AM vlog. And today what I'll be talking about is my worst fear coming to life. For those that have been part of the Day Night Gang since the inception of AMPM Adventures, know that there's an AMPM curse. And for those that don't know, I'm going to do a little TRDL about the AMPM curse. So ever since AMPM got married, at the beginning of the year, there's something bad that happens to us where we spend the rest of the year just recovering from it. One year we got into a car accident and then we had to deal with like the insurance, getting the car repairs, and usually we overcome this problem about mid-year around June or July, and then we spend the rest of the year kind of like decompressing from all that stress that the curse has put upon us. And so the curse has struck again, and it has made my fear come to life. In December, I was attending a friend's birthday party, and what ended up happening was I bit into a flying pie pizza and it ended up fracturing my front tooth. And to give you some AM lore, my biggest fear is losing my teeth. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I dream about my teeth just falling out, and it freaks me out. I don't get freaked out about like a lot of things, but that freaks me out. When I fractured my tooth, I went to the dentist to see if they can get it repaired, and the doctor was like, "We can't repair it because it cracked right at the base." And then they said, "We are gonna have to pull it, and you have only two options. One option is you get a teeth implant, or you get, they call it a flipper, something that you can put into your mouth so that you end up just live with it for the rest of your life." And so it was like the two options that I had, because they weren't able to like save that tooth. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, because losing any of my teeth is just like so stressful to me. So I ended up going with a tooth implant, and so now I don't have a front tooth, which I'll share with you. So this is a flipper where they have a fake tooth in the front that hides the gap there while this is getting fixed. In the previous AMPM taste test, I had my tooth already been removed. I've already been like I'm halfway through the process of it. So the way it works is that they pull the tooth out, and then it leaves a hole in the jaw in which they have to like graft new bone to it, and then they put a screw in it. But I went through this new process where they do it at the same time, so I have like my jawbone up here grafted with a new bone, and then also a screw has already been implanted, and then they had this white cap here covering the screw, and so I had to wait 3 months for it to heal, and then they can put the crown back in, the fake tooth back in. It usually goes for like 5 months, but they have this new process, and so it like makes it faster. And in the meantime, they give me this flipper so that when I go out in public, I don't look crazy like I do now. And so I wear this every day, and when I smile, you can't really tell. So let me put it back in and show you. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. But to give you a little bit more AMPM lore about my front tooth, that tooth has been damaged for a long time, like over 30 years. When I was a little kid, I was playing on the playground. I was running, getting chased by somebody, or chasing somebody, I don't really remember, but I end up running into a metal pole of a swing, and I hit my tooth so hard that it loosened it, and then it ended up breaking the blood vessels within the tooth. It turned the tooth brown, and then a couple years later the doctor tried to save the tooth because they said it was going to fall out. And so I ended up getting a root canal on it, and then they mummified it so it can be strong and it wouldn't cause me any issues. And so cut 30 years later, I bite into this pizza with the toughest crust of all time, and it just fractured my tooth. Too much pressure on it, just snapped. And it was at the base of it, so it wasn't like in the middle, it was the base. So they couldn't save the tooth at all. My biggest fear is just losing my teeth. I've always had that anxiety about that. And when I'm like super stressed out, I'll have that fear come to me in my dreams, and it just makes me so nervous, or not even nervous, but just freaked out. And I just have this phobia about losing my teeth. So as you may have imagined, that I'm like like super diligent about brushing my teeth and flossing because I don't want to lose any of my teeth. Getting a dental implants are really expensive, so it's going to cost me about like over $3,000 to get a dental implant put in, and then the flipper is like only $10. So, you know, I could either go my whole life with the flipper and then just taking it out and eating like my food like that for the rest of my life, or do I get a dental implant? So I was talking to the doctor about this. I was like, what should I do? And then so they're giving me like the price options. And I was just thinking in my head, you know, like, well, every old person I know doesn't have teeth. So I assumed that I was going to lose my teeth. And I'm middle-aged, and so I was thinking, like, well, when do you start losing your teeth? If it's like 20 years, maybe I'll just wait. I'll use the flipper for 20 years, and then all my teeth falls out, and then, you know, we're denters. And so I was talking to the doctor, or the dentist about it, like, you know, what do you think I should do? And then it's like, when do you lose teeth? And then the dentist starts laughing at me, and then she goes, you're not going to lose your teeth. I'm like, what? I said, every old person I know doesn't have teeth. And she goes, well, look, they had gingivitis, or they didn't take care of their teeth. You take care of your teeth, so you're going to have it when you're like an old man. So I guess that makes my decision easy. I'm going to get an implant. And so I ended up going for a consultation. They looked at my teeth, and they checked out my gums, and they're like, okay, we can do the procedure. They ended up taking an x-ray. And the funny thing was, it's not funny, it's kind of terrible. My insurance didn't cover the x-ray, and so I ended up paying for this x-ray. And x-ray was expensive. Like, I don't know, $300. But in the x-ray, you couldn't see that I had a fracture because it was at the base of my tooth. It was not in the middle of my tooth. So the doctor was like looking at the x-ray and was like, you don't need any teeth repaired. Why are you even here? But then I was like, no, I did break it. You just gotta look on the other side. And so he like moved my tooth. Like, oh yeah, it's loose. And then he like got his little mirror out and checked it out. And he's like, oh yeah, you need the procedure. So now I end up putting it on my social media accounts as my banner. The most expensive banner somebody's ever paid for. I went through the procedure, they knocked me out, and then I woke up halfway through, and then it was really quick. I was in and out. I went in at 8 p.m. and I was out by like 10 o'clock. And then I spent the whole day like drowsy, my gums were like inflamed, and my mouth was like swollen. So I spent the whole day just like having ice packs in my face just to make sure the swelling went down. And the next day I was pretty much fine, and then they had scheduled me to come back to like do a follow-up the following week, and I went back and like, oh, everything was good and you're good to go. So now you have to wait 3 months before you can come back and get the crown put in. So that's what I'm doing. I'm halfway through that process, and so in a month and a half they'll put the crown back in and I'll have a new front tooth. And so I just can't wait for this to go. But yeah, that is my vlog, and I'm living through it. And I just hope I don't lose any more teeth because I'm really nervous about it. And one of the things I learned that because I had orthodontic work done on my teeth, that it makes the roots of your teeth small, I guess. And so it's more susceptible to getting like knocked out because your roots are deep. It's shallow roots in your teeth. And so that's just one of the pitfalls of having orthodontic work. But yeah, I have this flipper that I wear, and I talk with a lisp and all that stuff, and so it's kind of funny. Not funny, but it's just, to me, it just makes me laugh because, like, look at that. Look how ridiculous that is. Oh my gosh. I'm glad that, like, when I put the implant in, I'm going to have that and all my teeth available to me when I'm, like, super old. Yeah, so that's my vlog. Just sharing it all with the J9 gang, and hopefully if it comes to a decision that you had to make in the future, you can learn from my story and make the right one, because you know, if you take good care of your teeth, you're going to have it when you're old. And so maybe getting an implant is the best way to go. And I think once they put it in, I'll be happy and I'll be back to normal. If anybody knows how to break curses, put it in the comments, because I need to get this curse broken, because I don't want to deal with any more of this stuff. 20 more years. It's going to be too stressful. Can't take it. Hair's already going white. Going to get even more white with all the stress from the curse. If you like what you see, be sure to hit the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that sub button. And other than that, I give you a big fat peace.